Michael Pryor. This section we're looking at global business trends. And this falls in the external analysis section of the strategic development model. Globalization. Globalization refers to the movement away from self-contained countries and a more integrated world. Change in business for a company associated with a single country to one that operates in multiple countries. During the last half of the 20th century, many barriers to international trade fell, and a wave of firms began pursuing global strategies to gain a competitive advantage. Some industries benefited from globalization more than others. Some nations have a comparable advantage over others in certain industries. To create a successful global strategy, managers must first understand the nature of global industries and the dynamics of global competition. The impact of globalization on a business can be placed in two broad categories. First, market globalization. The decline in barriers to selling in countries other than the home country due to lower tariffs or fewer restrictions. But this requires adjusting marketing messages and a product to meet the local culture. Secondly, production globalization, sourcing of materials and services from other countries to gain an advantage from price differences in different nations. This change should lead to lower prices for consumers as products cost less to produce. Sources of competitive advantage in global business. A well-designed global strategy can help a firm gain a competitive advantage. This advantage can arise from the following sources. Efficiency. Through economies of scale to access more customers and more markets. Access other countries' resources, labor and raw material. Extend a current product life cycle. Old products and technologies can be sold to lesser developed countries. Operational flexibility by shifting product costs and exchange rates. Strategic, first mover advantage with the only provider of a product to a market. Cross-subsidization between countries, and price transfer, where price can be transferred from one country to another in terms of taxes, costs, and selling price. Also learning. So the company and organization can broaden learning opportunities due to the diversity of operating environments and innovative cultures. As an example, with the Indian market in terms of technology. Reputation and brand recognition between different markets. For example, KFC, McDonald's, Coca-Cola have got great brand recognition. And also crossover customers between markets as well. Comparative advantages. Comparative advantages reside in factor endowments and created endowments of particular reasons. For example, technology innovation. These also include land, natural resources, labor, and the size of the local population. Risk factors. So you can diversify macroeconomic risk. Business cycles are not perfectly correlated or aligned between countries. So there is a need to understand what these business cycles are in different areas of the globe. You need to diversify operational risks, exchange rates, labor, earthquakes, wars, politics, etc. You also need to be aware of what the global disruptions are at the current time and what they could be in the future. This was a study done in 2015 about executives' concern over geopolitical instability and risks to global growth. So you can see here their major concern was instability. followed by lower consumer demand, increased economic volatility, domestic political conflicts, and new asset bubbles. But the key thing was geopolitical instability. So this has got to do with organizations making sure they have good trend analysis and good information coming in that they can analyze in terms of their future strategies. So there's different types of global strategy. The first one is multi-domestic. So this is where products are customized for each market. There's decentralized control where you have local decision making. And this is effective when large differences exist between countries. The advantages are product differentiation, local responsiveness, you minimize political risk, and minimize exchange rate risk. A global strategy, product is the same in all countries. There's centralized control. There's very little decision making in the local market. The effective differences between countries is very small. The advantages is cost, coordinated activities, and faster product development. Modes of foreign entry. So you have exporting, licensing, joint ventures, and foreign direct investment. So these options vary in terms of speed, control, as well as the required level of investment and market knowledge. The entry mode access can have a significant impact on the firm's foreign market success. So again, if you have a local expert within that country who has all the connections, your risk factors are greatly reduced. And this is really the country manager's job. So country managers for global firms must have the following knowledge. Knowledge of strategic management, the firm-specific knowledge of how it operates its products and services, country-specific knowledge, and knowledge of the global environment and business.